Hello everyone, we are live now. Let's see. I'll just give few minutes for everyone else to join. It's just we have just started it, so I'll wait for a moment, and meanwhile I'll just be on the backstage. Hello Biswajit, thanks for joining. So, meanwhile, everyone is joining. Why don't we start with a little bit of introduction about this session? So, this is the first session in the series AZ900 with Piyush, which I have started. By the way, are you able to hear me? Can someone please confirm on the chat if my voice is coming properly? Oh, can someone please confirm if I'm audible? Any issues with that? Hello, Prerit. Thanks for joining. Okay, so I assume that you don't have any audio issues and I am audible clearly. So let's start with the session. Why don't we start with a little bit of your introduction, like from where are you joining? And okay, awesome. Thanks. Thank you very much, Rohan, for the confirmation. So let's start with Vishwajit. Will start taking question in a bit. Let I just wanted to know from where all the viewers are joining. So maybe if you guys can just let me know in the comments, like from where are you joining, and like a little bit about your background. Maybe like you're a student or you are a professional or what do you do, and like we can go from there. Okay, so I'll just give some time back to you so that you can type, and because there are not a lot of people joined till now. So I'll just give a brief introduction about this session. This session AZ900 with Piyush. I've recently started a series on my YouTube channel which aims at getting you certified in AZ900 and clear all your cloud concepts. So aim is not just to get you certified but also to make your fundamentals and your solid, like your foundation in Azure and cloud computing, like really solid, so that you would be able to go ahead, and this will really help you in your next career transition, or if you are looking for a job, if you are trying to move into cloud computing from a non-tech background, or if you are a beginner to cloud, this will really be helpful to you. Thanks, Biswajit. Thanks for joining. So Biswajit is a fourth year student from Odisha. Thank you so much for letting me know. And moving forward, like this is the first session because I am publishing one video every day. I started this series in on like last Tuesday itself, and I have published 4 videos so far. There'll be one tomorrow as well. So I am publishing one video every day, and this session I have kept separately for Saturday, like from now to all the coming Saturdays, like next 3 4 Saturdays, I believe. And I'll be taking all your doubts, queries, and questions related to AZ900 and uh, uh, whatever we have seen so far, like whatever videos we have covered so far, and we'll go from there. So I'll just take a couple of questions. So Biswajit is asking, in today's scenario, first of all, please don't call me sir. Just Piyush is good enough. So you can call me Piyush, or like, yeah, just Piyush is good enough. You don't have to call me sir. So Biswajit is asking, in today's scenario, which cloud provider is required most? Actually, it totally depends on like your skill set and your comfortable level with the cloud. Like if you are good at AWS, you would be easily able to make a switch to Azure or GCP. There is no issues with that. And you can start with one cloud and you can always move to other clouds. So try this. So there are, let's say, in your area where you are located, maybe you are from Pune, Bangalore, Mumbai, wherever you are located. let's say you have 100 companies in your area, in your vicinity, that are working on cloud. In those 100 companies, 60 are working on AWS, 20 on Azure, and 20 on GCP. So if you have experience of one cloud, like let's say AWS, you can apply to those 60 companies. But if you have experience of more than one cloud, you can apply to 80 or 100 companies. But again, that depends on the level of expertise you have with a particular cloud provider. If you are good at it, then there is no issues with moving from one cloud to another. Companies really don't look for a particular cloud provider. They would say, like, if you look at the job description, they would say experience in either AWS or Azure or GCP, because the cloud concepts will always be the same. IaaS will be IaaS no matter which cloud provider you choose. PaaS will be PaaS no matter which cloud provider you choose. So that doesn't matter which cloud you choose. And like, if you are good at it, right? So make sure you get that level of knowledge and experience, get the certification done, and create some hands-on project. Those things would really be helpful. Not just go with the certification by reading dumps and sample questions. Just don't do that, because that would get you certified, but that won't you get that skill and knowledge that is required to perform your duties, right? So that's what I would suggest. So go with any cloud provider and try to gain as much as knowledge as possible. I hope I was able to answer that question, Biswajit. And so Aditya is asking how to create an Azure account without student email ID and credit card. So this is what I have been trying to figure out. So um, if you are a student and working, like if you are a cloud enthusiast and try to implement some projects in cloud, trying to do hands-on in project in cloud, and you need to create an Azure account to do the hands-on, right? And sometimes you don't have credit card to do that, even though the first 1 month is free with the trial account. But for that as well, you would need a valid credit card. So to do that, Azure provides free account for students having the university or college email ID. But in case your college doesn't provide you that, I'm like, at this moment I'm not sure if there is any possibility, but I'm checking this like with Prerit is an MCT, is he's a Microsoft certified trainer. So I'll get back to you on this. I'll post the details on the Discord server, and I'll make a video on that if there is a possibility of doing that. Hello Rohan, thanks for joining. Rohan is joining from Pune. And Aditya is asking, AZ900 is important, or we can directly go to AZ104 certification? See, Aditya, so if you are new to cloud, if you are absolute beginner, or you are coming from a non-tech background, it is important to gain the basic fundamentals knowledge, right? If you are already experienced, if you have some experience with cloud, like any cloud for that matter of fact, AWS, GCP, Azure, doesn't matter. If you have some experience, then you can directly go with Azure admin. Like if I take my example, I was working with AWS few years back. So I also had that AWS solution architect certification. I had that basic knowledge that I needed. So I directly appeared for AZ 104. Like at that time it was 103 Azure admin certification. So you can do that if you have that all the basics concepts clear, because AZ900, it's not a deep dive course for your Azure, but it provides you the basic understanding and all the basic fundamentals of all the Azure services and how they are integrated with each other. So I would say, if you are a student or coming from non-tech background, go with AZ900. If you have some experience with cloud, like, then you can go with Azure admin, definitely. Okay, Gaurav Gautam is asking, do you see any decline in demand of cloud? I don't see it. I don't see it happening in any time soon, because everything is running on cloud. Even if you see the most, uh, you know, most usable or most used application nowadays, which is Chat GPT, that is also running on cloud. So no, I don't think it is going down anytime soon, because we are moving from on premises or you know uh, data centers to cloud data centers, because it provides you that flexibility, it provides you that cost optimization, scalability, and everything, all the benefits that we have discovered in our video. So yeah, I mean, it'll be there for a while. I'm not sure how much longer, but yeah, it is there. Hi Rushali, thanks for joining. So Rushali is saying, I'm working as a Azure DevOps architect as a beginner. So what certification should I get? So if you are already working on Azure and Azure DevOps, you can go with the Azure admin certification, AZ104 at that moment, I guess, and then you can go for AZ400, which is Azure DevOps. So Azure DevOps is again a professional level expertise certification within Azure, which which has all the topics of Azure DevOps as well as CI/CD and DevOps in general. So it would be really helpful, and it has all the things like that a CI/CD should have. And but it has this prerequisite: you should already have a foundation level certificate, not foundation, associate level certification, like Azure admin or Azure developer or anything else. So yeah, so these two you can go for, and like you can decide where you want to go next then. Hello, Guru. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much. So, Guru is joining from London, and yeah, we'll be like tomorrow. We have a session on Train with Shubham channel, and me along with Guru is one of the host panelists. So, if you can, please join the session. I'll share that link as well in the LinkedIn post after this session. So, thanks, Guru, for joining. So Tanaji is asking, now I am working as a system support engineer. Can you get job in Azure? Yes, Tanaji, definitely. There is no one stopping you to get a job in cloud or Azure or anything that you wish for. Like if I take my example, I came from a production support background. So system support engineer, like one and the same thing. So I am also from the same background. I worked on my skills. I did some hands-on projects. I started contributing to the community, and then I moved to DevOps. Once I moved to DevOps, I started working on cloud technologies. I started with AWS, then I started with Azure. I did some certifications, I built some projects of my own, and I gained that knowledge and skill set that is required to clear the interview, or something in my resume that would show like, yeah, this is what I have done in Azure apart from the self learning part and apart from doing the certifications. So once you do all those things, you will surely get a job. I have no doubt in that. Yeah, please go ahead if you that's what you wanted to do. Sangati Vamkrishna, hello Sangati, thanks for joining. So Sangati is also asking the same question. It is good to start AZ900 or AZ400. First of all, AZ400 is an expertise level certification, so you cannot directly go with that. Before that, you would have to do a associate level certification. It has that prerequisite. So Azure, so let me show you. Let me just share my screen and show you what I mean by that. Just give me a second. Okay, so if you go to Azure certifications, let's see this one, right? Azure fundamental certification. It has no prerequisites. You can directly take this exam. But if you want to go ahead, let's say AZ400. So let me just directly search for that. AZ400 certification. Here it is. And if you scroll down to the page, you would see where it is, where it is. It doesn't say over here, but I believe here, let me see in this page. Yeah, here it is. So I'm sure like you are able to see my screen, right? So if you want to go with this certification exam, AZ400, you need to have either Azure Associate, Admin Associate, which is AZ104, I believe, at this time, or Azure Developer Associate. So these are one of the two prerequisites that you should already have before you can go with AZ400. Right? Okay. So Biswajit is asking, how's your life at Google and which designation you have? Yeah, life's pretty good. It's going smooth, going well. I don't have any complaints so far. So I joined as a cloud support engineer with Google, and it's been a year. Like, yeah, I recently completed 1 year with that, and I'm working with the GKE, which is Kubernetes, Google Kubernetes Engine, and the other products that I work with is. DevOps tools such as cloud monitoring, cloud logging, all those things. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty challenging role because Kubernetes is really, there is a lot to learn in Kubernetes itself. Plus there is GKE on top of that. So I'm still learning. It's been 1 year. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to get hold of it, and there is a lot of learning for me. So I'm enjoying that. I'm going to learn a lot from you and others, Piyush. Thank you, Guru. I mean, pleasure is all mine. Like, we are here to learn from each other. I believe that's why we call it as a community, because we learn from each other, no matter from which background we are coming, whether we are a professional or a college student. We always learn from each other. So yeah, so I'm looking forward for the same. So Gaurav is asking how one can start his or her career after a long gap. Do we have some boot camps that helps in learning cloud as well as finding opportunities? Yes, there are actually a lot of boot camps that are going on. There are some paid boot camps, which is like really minimal cost. There are some free boot camps. So uh, yeah, I mean, you can choose whatever you want to, or you can just go with YouTube courses. Like, there are abundance of videos on YouTube, and but you need to, set your roadmap first. Like, how do you want to go ahead with your career path? Just don't randomly watch any video on YouTube that is there. Just set a career path for yourself. For example, if you want to get into DevOps or a cloud role, set your basic fundamentals strong first, like your Linux administration, your scripting skills, infrastructure, networking. Then go into DevOps tools, CI/CD, Docker, Kubernetes, all those things. So just define a path from yourself. Just don't go with one roadmap blindly. Look for few roadmaps that you see out there, whether on LinkedIn post or YouTube videos. Look for all those, evaluate yourself, try to find similarity between that and what's been asked in the job market nowadays. Try to skim through all the job descriptions that is there, and then try to find out which roadmap you think is suitable for you. Try to follow that and try to watch videos, try to build some hands-on project, do certifications, all those things. So that's how, that's what I would suggest. Okay, Biswajit is asking how to get free certification vouchers. So yes, for AZ900, let me show you. I'm glad you asked this question. So you go to Azure Virtual Training Days or Microsoft Virtual Training Days, right? This is what you need to search, Microsoft Virtual Training Days. And if you click on that, there are some upcoming session you will see. Go to Azure sessions, right? And then there are different certification paths that you will see, like this one, AI fundamentals, Azure fundamentals. Currently the events, it says coming soon, because maybe the recent registrations have been completed already and they are not doing it for now. But once it is available, like for others you see over here, once it is available, it will be visible here, like whether Azure data fundamentals, DP900, AI fundamentals, or Azure fundamentals. It will come over here. You register it using that link. Once you register it, it will send you a invitation for a 2-day boot camp sort of from the Microsoft trainers. You attend that boot camp, and after that you will get, once you do that, you will get that certification voucher after a few days, which you can use to sit in the exam. Oh, Bishwajit saying screen not visible. Oh, sorry, I I forgot to share my screen. So let me do that once again. No, it says screen is still okay. At the stream. Okay, okay. Now it's visible. Okay. So you go to this site, Microsoft Training Days, right? I'll paste the link as well in the comment section. Right. So once you go over here, you will see all the upcoming sessions, like migrate and modernize your data estate, infra workload, AI fundamentals, Azure fundamentals. So in some of these sessions, you will see a registration link with the date and timing in which you can join. And some of them, for example, Azure fundamentals, it says event coming soon. So just keep an eye on this page. Once the events appear over here, something like this, you will click on that and you just register it to that event, like provide basic details, name, country, phone number, all those things, and register it. Once you register it, once you do that, you will get an email from Microsoft that your registration has been successful, and feel free to join the session on this date. So it will be, I believe, a 2-day session because it is for fundamentals. And so you join that session, there'll be like a couple of knowledge checks, you attempt that, and after 2-3 days you will get the certification voucher in your email. So you can use that voucher to register free for the Azure 900 certification. So that's how you can do it. It will be mostly, it will be there. It's just maybe they have all the registration being filled already. So that's why it is not appearing, but it will come soon. So just keep an eye on that page. So we have Udit Narayan joining. Hey Udit, thanks for joining. I am working as a DevOps, as an Android developer. How can I start as Azure DevOps? So it's really up to you. How do you want to start it? First, try to implement a use case. Just try to think, why do we need DevOps in not just Azure DevOps? Why do we need DevOps in Android development? So when you code your Android packages, code whatever your repository, you create a build out of it, right? So try to Dockerize that first, how you can Dockerize it, then how you can deploy it manually. Just understand the complete process, how you can deploy in multiple environments. If you're a developer, you might already be just working with the development environment. So just try to figure out how you can deploy in multiple environment all at once, or like once one deployment is completed, how you can move with the other deployment, what all the quality gates you need in between that, like approvals and everything. So try to figure out that, then implement a strategy using Azure DevOps pipeline. Okay, now I have all these steps. Now how can I implement that into Azure DevOps? So Azure DevOps is pretty straightforward, pretty simple to use. I would say if you just try to explore it, you would get a free access to it. 5 users, I believe, you get. And you just try to explore the free access. In that, you try to create a CI/CD pipeline. It's You can create a YAML pipeline, or you can create a UI based pipeline and convert that into YAML. It's up to you. So it's pretty like drag and drop. I'll create a video on Azure DevOps as well. But for now, you can just you can follow just what I have just shared with you, and you should be good. Brohan is asking, do you have any repos that we can try on build and deployment? I mean, I did find few, but I have to spend a lot of time in first understanding the application, then build and deploy. Yeah, so that's what the issue is. Sometimes we just focus more on the application code rather than building the use case around it. So what I do, just pick a simple Hello World application or a simple Node.js if you are working on a backend, or a simple Flask application if you want to go with some front end application. If you want, like, I can share my GitHub repository as well. So let me just ping you that. And let me ping you that. And you, like, there are, like, I've created mostly like whatever videos should have repositories, I have created the repository for that. And you can take the code from there, or just try to have a look, and you would find something valuable over there. So let me just share my repository link. I'm just trying to find out. So here I just posted in the chat. Here's my GitHub URL. So again, I didn't focus much on the code part, but I have focused on the use case around it, like CI/CD pipeline in GitHub, Jenkins CI/CD pipeline, or Terraform code. All those things I have focused more on. So you can try to look into that. Okay, so I mean, my LinkedIn profile is pretty straightforward. You can search with my name, Piyush-Sachdeva, or let me paste the link as well. Yeah, so here's my LinkedIn profile URL. Feel free to connect. And okay, so Gaurav is asking, what are your future goals around YouTube or training courses in other platform? Other platforms, I haven't really thought about it. I'm just focusing on YouTube, and try to provide free learning as much as possible. Like whatever times allow. Like I do have a 9 to 5 job. I have a family that I spend my time with. I have a 2-year-old daughter. So like whatever I could do during the time that I get, I try to do as much as possible. But that is what I'm focusing currently on, just YouTube, LinkedIn, and that's it. Yeah, I'm not sure about the future, but yeah, that's what my like near future plans are. And around the topics, if you want to ask like what topics I'll be doing next after this, so I'm open to the suggestions. So because I'm creating videos for you guys who are watching, who watch my videos, who are my subscribers and followers, so I would like to know from you, like what type of videos or what type of content you want me to publish next after I complete this AZ900 series. How can we make it more engaging? How can we, make it more valuable to you? So feel free to reach out, like feel free to post in my videos or LinkedIn or Discord server, anywhere possible, or like comment over here as well, like what type of videos you would like me to create next. I can follow some certification path. Like for GCP, I have created one playlist which I have named as Namaste Google Cloud, and you can watch that if you want to learn GCP, the basic concepts of GCP. And I've prepared that to keeping in mind again the beginners, but it is an associate level certification, which is Google Cloud Certified Associate ACE certification. And this is my second attempt to the certification video. I've created one long, like 1.5 hour session on DP900 as well, Azure Data Fundamentals. So feel free to check that out. And yeah, so Bishwajit is saying, in my opinion, mainly focus on Kubernetes. Yes, that's what my plans are currently. I am, because Kubernetes is the next big thing, and this is what I'm currently working on. So I have the production level experience. I now know how other companies are working on Kubernetes, how they have implemented it. So that's what my goals are. And but before that, again, all the videos that I have created, all the courses that I have created, the only thought that is there in my mind is to create that from a beginner's point of view, not for a professional, not for an experienced guy, right? So from a beginner's point of view, if I just directly go with Kubernetes, it will be too much. It will be an overwhelming experience, and it won't add any values. So I wanted to start from the basics, like from Docker, and then Kubernetes, and then GKE or EKS or AKS, right? So I want to take that step by step approach, so that if, let's say, if you are my audience over here and you wanted to learn GKE, and I'm directly starting with GKE, there won't be any value to that if you don't understand the Docker and Kubernetes concept. So I wanted to take that approach. So maybe that's what I'm gonna do now after this series. I'll start with the Docker tutorials, maybe one long video. So yeah, again, this is what I also wanted you guys to let me know. How do you want videos should be, like whether you want a playlist like what I'm doing right now, one video daily, or one video daily would be too much for me. Like this time I have attempted it and it is taking all my time. I am getting all the sleepless nights and it's too much because from researching to editing to publishing, adding the description, sharing it in a link, there is lot to do. There is too much of work for me to do in a day. And but yeah, I wanted to ask you guys, how do you want the videos should be? Like, would you prefer a 3 hour long video on complete Docker tutorial, 3 or 2 hours, whatever it takes, or you wanted to do in like parts, one video per week, something like that? So yeah, let me know as well. Okay. Hi Vijay Krishna. Hi Vijay Kiran. Thanks for joining. Okay. So Gaurav is asking, can we have a video about what a Noogler do in a day? Yeah. So I am officially a Googler now because I have completed 1 year. But to answer your question, I have already recorded all the content that I wanted to create a video like day in a life of a Googler. So I have already recorded that. It just I'm not getting enough time to edit it. So once I do, I will be publishing it, and it would be, I guess, after this AZ900, because I'm just focusing on this part at the moment, because I have the commitment, right? I have committed that I will be publishing one video daily, except Sundays or Saturdays, because except Saturdays, because Saturday I'm doing the live session. So like 6 videos per week. That's what I've committed, and I'm trying to stick to that. I'm not, trying to, uh, divert my attention from that. So yes, so that's on the way, Gaurav. So yes, so Ganesh is suggesting weekly one videos. Okay, Ganesh, point noted. Animals has, like, if anyone else has that suggestion, feel free to let me know. Absolutely right. My support always with you, cause doing a great job for the community. Thank you very much, Biswajit. That's what I'm doing. Like, there are certain people reached out to me and asked me on LinkedIn and personally as well. Like, why do you do it? Like, you're not getting anything out of it, and I'm not doing it for money, because YouTube doesn't pay anything. Like, it's just peanuts. The number of hours that I'm spending on creating a single video and the return that I get, it's nothing. Like, it's my electricity bill, monthly electricity bill is probably more than what I'm getting monthly. So it's not because of money. It's because what I have today, like what I have achieved till now, it's because of this, because of my community contribution. So I have told this in my previous videos as well. Like, getting into Google was one of the dream that came true for me, and community contribution played a significant role in that, because I wouldn't be here if I was not doing what I'm doing, right? So there were a lot of questions in the interview around this, and I was able to answer those perfectly because I'm doing that already, right? So, and other thing is, like, comments like this, like the thing that you just said, my support is always with you because you are doing a great thing for the community. So comments like this inspire me to do all these, because if I feel like, if by giving my time I'm helping someone, if someone is getting at least some value out of it, that is helpful in their next career transition or getting a job, or at least they are trying to learn something out of it, that's more than enough for me. That's give me a happy sleep. So that's why I do it. That's what we call it as a community. And again, like I said, it's not just I am teaching you, or I am uh, showing you some tutorials and you are learning it. We learn from each other. That's what community is all about. That's why I've recently started a Discord server, and main agenda of that would be to learn from each other rather than just me speaking and me telling you what to do, right? So yeah, that's so yeah, Guru is saying, publishing video is a hard job. It is made difficult by a 2-year-old kid. Yeah, it is definitely, yeah. So like I said, like I spend my 9 to 5. I wake up at 7 a.m. and then I drop her at the daycare. Then I spend my 9 to 5 in my job, and then I spend some time with her. I do my regular house chores, and once she sleeps at 9, I have my dinner, and then after 10, I start working on YouTube. So I work around 10 to 2. That's what I try to do at least 3 4 times a week. and then I have to wake up again 7 a.m. So I just get 4 5 hours of sleep. So it is really a hard job, and the job that is not paying me anything, right? But it gives me that satisfaction. It gives me that mental satisfaction that yes, I have achieved something. I have helped someone by just giving away my time. So that's, at least that's what I can do. Hi, Gavin. Thanks for joining. So, Gavin is a self-taught data engineer, and maybe sometimes we can hang out and on Discord server, and we can know more about your journey, like how you can how you achieved like a data engineering job, and like how you have done so far. So yeah, it will be good to know from your experience, and it will be really helpful to the community to understand what roadmaps to take, what are the challenges that one might face, all those things. So good to have you here, Given. Thanks for joining. So yes, Ganesh, one video weekly, that's what I always try to do. If you are taking an interview for a DevOps engineer, for a fresher, and for a 5 year experience guy, what all expect? I mean, in skill priority, like top, medium, and good to have skills. So, if a fresher, like if I'm taking an interview for a fresher or a like a non-experienced guy, I would expect him to be a great learner, him or her to be a great learner. Like I know, because we all were fresher once. We know how difficult it is to prove something that you have not done because you haven't been given that chance. But there are a lot of people that are doing a lot of things before they even got the chance. For example, if I take the example of Prerit, so Prerit Munjal, he is working as a cloud engineer, and he is still in fourth year of his bachelor's degree. He hasn't completed his education yet, but he got multiple offers as a cloud engineer. And why? Because he has contributed a lot to the community. So he is a Microsoft certified trainer. He has done 14 15 GCP certification, for like 8 GCP certification, 14 Azure certification, and he has contributed a lot to the community. He is a mentor in the Google developers group, and all those things. So once you do all these things, once you start uh, you know once you start exploring what's out there, what you can do, irrespective of whether you have gotten the chance or not, it makes a huge difference from a hiring manager's perspective. Like this guy or this girl hasn't really got the chance in the real corporate experience, but the way he has explored everything, he helped each other, and he tried to learn as much as possible. It makes a really huge difference. So that's what I would also be looking into, like a learning mindset, a great team player, and at least they have done something that not everyone is doing. I'm not saying like he or she would have done any invention or any innovation sort of thing. It's just like, apart from your college education, apart from clearing your exams, what have you done so that it makes you a perfect candidate for this job? Like you have done some certification, or you build on some hands-on projects and all those things. So anything that could add some value, and anything that could sorry, so anything that makes you a good fit for the job. So instead of interviewer asking you what can you bring to the table, you should be able to present that from yourself. Like, this is like, if you hire me, if you give me this job opportunity, this is what I could bring. Don't say in the interview like I'm looking for the job, I'm desperate for this job, or I need a job to pay my bills or to manage my monthly expenses. Don't do that. People don't want to hear that. They want to hear what you can bring to the table, like what experience, what learning, what cultural difference would you make if we hire you in our team. So you should have all those questions ready in your mind. You should have, you know, you should always try to answer those first. And if we talk about an experienced guy, I would expect them to be well versed with the basic fundamentals of Linux, and mm, you know uh, cloud, at least one of the cloud providers, infrastructure knowledge, networking, scripting, either bash or python, and certifications are not mandatory to have. It's like good to have thing. So I wouldn't consider that as an hiring decision making kind of thing, but it'll be good to have certification on your resume, because that what it helps to keep your resume apart from others. And other than that, Docker Kubernetes is really a must nowadays, like even for a DevOps or a cloud role. Like this is the next big thing, right? So you should always be, um, while considering your next job as a DevOps or cloud engineer, if you haven't learned or implemented these things, so this is what you should do already. Aditya is saying a complete video may create confusion. Small 30-minute to 1 hour video should be better. Sure. Yeah. So we can do that. Like if it's a Docker video, if it's meant to be a 2 hour or 3 hour video, we can break that into multiple parts. And that's what we can present. Hi, VK. Thanks for joining. So VK is asking, please guide me on DP900. So VK, DP900 is Azure Data Fundamentals course. It tests you on your fundamentals of data, like SQL, NoSQL, RDBMS, properties of RDBMS, and all the data services in Azure that we use, like Synapse Analytics, SD Insights, all those data warehousing, data mining services, but just the basics of it. Not, you don't have to know the in depth of it, just the basic of every data service. So for that, I have created 1 hour something video, and it covers everything. It doesn't have any hands on, because it was meant to be a fundamental certification. So I have created all the topics, I have included all the topics, included the main points that you should consider. So feel free to check that on my YouTube channel, and that should be good enough. And also you can go through the exam guide on the Microsoft page, and it will show you all the topics that are there. And this should be sufficient to clear the exam and to know the concepts of data in Azure. Any plans to create a project on Azure? So Aditya, it depends what type of project are you looking for. If you are looking for an infrastructure as a code, I have created one long video on that. So it's I have created an Azure Kubernetes service, but again, it's not for the beginners, because you should know how Kubernetes work before that, and what are the service principles, resource group, all those things in Azure. So if you have some experience with Azure, then feel free to check that out. And it's a complete infrastructure as a code project using Terraform in Azure, how you can provision your infrastructure using Terraform. And feel free to check that out. And I've created two other videos, like two small videos for some particular use case, like how you can stream logs from AKS to Azure storage bucket, and how you can create an Azure function to trigger an email as soon as there is some file uploaded in the Azure storage. So those two also you can check. But yeah, in the future I'll be creating many more projects in Azure, AWS, GCP. I'm not really biased to one cloud, even though I'm working with GCP. I'm not really biased, and also I want to keep myself updated to the latest trends in the market. So I try to work on all the clouds. I give them equal priority irrespective of where I'm working. So yeah, I'll be creating many more projects as well. Yeah, stay tuned for that. Please accept my connection. Yes, Bishwajit, I will do that after we are done with this session. I'll definitely accept your request. I don't have any issues doing that. Also, feel free to join our Discord server. If you don't have the link, I'll share it with you. Any plan to launch um, batch on Azure DevOps? Yes, Azure DevOps. I'm planning soon. Yes, but before that, I'm still figuring out. So based on the response that I get from all of you guys, I'll start a poll on LinkedIn, like what you want me to create next, whether it would be Docker, Kubernetes, or Azure DevOps, GitOps, anything that people will vote mostly on. I would try to create video tutorials on that. So stay tuned for that. I'll do that. So Gavin is saying, I haven't found DE work yet. Don't worry about it. If you have learned a lot of things, I know you have achieved so many things already. So job is just a designation on top of that. The most important is how you have started it, how you got into that field, and how you achieved what you have achieved in terms of your skills and experience. So that's what it matters the most. So you'll get the job, I'm pretty sure. Don't worry about it. Hello Winkle, thank you very much for joining. So he's asking best series for AZ900, sharing with few students. I know, thank you so much for sharing it, and thanks for your valuable words. It really means a lot. And yeah, I'll keep doing that. I'll keep posting Azure 900 videos as well, because this series is ongoing. The only request that I have with from all of you is just try to attempt the knowledge checks in those in each of the videos, because those knowledge checks are the sample exam questions that would really be handy if you are appearing in the exam. And yeah, just try to do that. Try to create a blog post or anything that you think would add value to others, right? Like if I'm creating a video, taking some notes out of it on a pen on paper and sharing it with others, that even that makes a huge difference. So try to do that. And that's the only request that I have, and I keep doing what I'm doing right now. So thanks, Winkle. Sangati is asking, thanks for all your support and help to people like us who are aiming for good career in DevOps. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. And like I said, it's not a one-way road. We learn from each other. And so when you reach out to me, like all those people have requested to create Azure DevOps or Kubernetes videos or all those things. So you are helping me as well. Like in deciding what should I do next. And we learn from each other. That's what community is all about. So thank you for being part of this amazing community. Siddhant Yadav, I'm working as a DevOps engineer with 2+ years of experience. I'm planning to switch. Can I start applying and try switching the company? Siddhant, it depends like where you want to switch. Like you want to move away from DevOps or within. I guess uh, you are trying to move within DevOps but to other company. Can I start applying and switching to company? I would say first give yourself some time, you know, because when we work in a company for 2 years is not that a long time. But even though when you work in a company for 2 years, uh, you become comfortable with the work you are doing, right? So you need to get out of your comfort zone for a bit. Give yourself a couple of months, create a roadmap for yourself for the things that you have to do in the next 2 3 months, or you have to learn and achieve in the next 2 months. Try to give yourself that, learn it and implement it. Try to make yourself job ready, then start applying for jobs. Or you can give one or two interviews just for the sake of looking into what's being asked in the market nowadays. Just give that and try to work on those things. Just don't expect you to get a job in the first 2 3 interviews. Give it just to gain that experience what's been asked in the market nowadays. And once you know that, you start working on that, you start working on your skill set, you will surely be a job ready candidate. So that would not be an issue. Gavin is saying I'm studying data engineering, but I would also consider cloud engineering or DevOps for a first role as they closely related. Yes, that's true, Gavin. But even data engineering is a part of cloud engineering role nowadays. So if you are working on, let's say, if you're working on GCP, if you're working on um, Apache Composer or Apache Airflow, all those applications that comes under data engineering, but that's part of the cloud engineering as the bigger umbrella. So I mean, it's good to know the all the cloud concepts, all the services that is there, but I would suggest you to focus on one area. Like for you, it is data. For example, I'm working in GKE, so that's what I focus on. I focus on the infrastructure side of cloud, right? I work on compute engine, GCP, sorry, GKE, or anything that is related to infrastructure. So that's what I would suggest. You just keep your focus on the data services on, let's say, if you are working in Azure, so Azure Data Factory and all those amazing services. So keep your focus on that. Try to build some projects on that, and yeah, that's what it is all about. Guru is saying IAC DevOps build cloud native knowledge is expected for experienced candidate. Yeah, that's true, and that's what I have mentioned. Like I wouldn't expect a fresher to know all those things. Just the basic concepts should be clear enough. Like if you are applying for a DevOps role as a fresher, you should know what a DevOps is, what are CI/CD pipeline, and what all the steps are there. You shouldn't like people won't expect you to know a lot of it, but some knowledge would be preferable, right? They should see something in you like, okay, so this person know 20%, will teach them rest 80%. So that's how it would work. Siddhant, I'm following since long time. Your suggestion always worked for me. I'm glad it did, and thank you so much for letting me know. And that's why we are here to gain feedback from you guys, to share what I know, and to learn from everyone. So thanks for sharing that. Sangati, along with Docker and K8s, now how extent of Terraform knowledge is required? Terraform is part of DevOps and cloud. So if you work on infrastructure as a code tool, like let's say if you're working on AWS, so and you are sticking with a cloud native service such as CloudFormation, or in Azure it is ARM templates and Bicep. In GCP it is Deployment Manager. I guess it's been deprecated now, but if you work on a dedicated service, that won't give you exposure to all the clouds, right? So working on Terraform gives you that. If you know Terraform and if you have worked in either of the clouds, you can implement that in any of the clouds. So Terraform is also a must. So if we talk about cloud or DevOps role nowadays, this is what I would suggest. Start with Linux administration, and then basic scripting, right? Scripting, at least that much you should know. You should be able to automate the tasks, automate the steps that are there as part of your day-to-day job. Then your networking concept should be good enough, like how TCP work, how OSI model work in general, forward proxy, reverse proxy, load balancers, all those things. Then your infrastructure concepts, then infrastructure as a code like Terraform, then CI/CD tool, Jenkins, GitLab, Azure DevOps, one or more. That's good enough. Then monitoring and alerting like Prometheus, Grafana, all those things. Um, Logging such as Elasticsearch, Elk Stack is there, Datadog, or like there are Splunk. There are a lot of tools for that. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing something. Docker and Kubernetes. Yes, this is the one of the most important aspects of getting a job into DevOps or cloud. So yeah, so these things are must to have, and then on top of that, you can add as many as you want. Like there is no end to it. There are hundreds and thousands of DevOps tools nowadays in the market, and if you keep learning one every day, then also there won't be enough time. So just focus on what matters the most, what is trending in the market nowadays, and you should be good. Gautam, please collaborate with some non-cloud expert to give both perspective of those who are in non-cloud so that they can see how they can grow with their expertise or do transition to cloud. Yes, Gaurav, definitely. I'll take this as a to-do list. I'll take this as a to-do item in my list, and I'll definitely do that. Thanks for bringing. So, I recently started doing podcasts, and I'm trying to get people from different backgrounds so that all our audience get to know all the different roles that are available in the market. For example, there is developer evangelist role. I recently did a podcast with Rishabh on that. So this role was pretty new to me as well, because like it's been evolved in past 4 or 5 years or so. So not a lot of people know about it, like the developer advocate role or these roles. So I did that with him. Then um, there are roles such as business analyst, data engineering. So I have all those plans, and I'll be doing it shortly. Yeah, thank you. Next, Kubernetes, please. Siddhant, definitely Kubernetes is in my to-do list. But before the Kubernetes, I wanted to create tutorials on Docker so that I wouldn't have to explain Docker concepts, or it will be helpful to those who are listening to Kubernetes videos. It will be helpful to understand like what is the base of Kubernetes. You won't understand Kubernetes without knowing what the containers are, how they work, what are the challenges in that, why do we need Kubernetes, right? Once you know all those things, then we'll move into what is Kubernetes and how to implement that, what are all the things in Kubernetes, what it helps, right? All those things. So yes, we'll be doing that, don't worry about it. Please plan a course on Azure DevOps. It will be really helpful to many people. Yes, Angati, yes, definitely will be doing it. So these are the courses that I have in my to-do list at the moment: Docker, Kubernetes, Azure DevOps, GitOps. Uh, if you guys know anything else, feel free to suggest me that, and there'll be some projects based on once I do the Kubernetes, I'll start creating projects on that, such as how to implement a CI/CD in a Kubernetes implementation using Jenkins or Azure DevOps or Argo CD, all those things. So those are also in the plan. Thanks to you, Winkle. Thank you. And already started preparing, Bhaiya, making projects also. Need your help in referral, please. Okay, so that is one thing that I can try to do if I know you better. So let me explain you how referral works. So referral, when you give someone your referral, that means you know them personally or you have worked with them in any of the previous roles. Either you have managed them directly, you work closely with them, or you know what they were doing. But if I am not either of those, so that's why we are building this Discord community. That's why I always urge people to participate in the conversations, try to understand what others are doing, try to interact with others so that we can build a community and we can get to know each other a lot better. And once we do that, then you will fall in that category of the person uh, whom I know personally. And if we are there, definitely I will give you a referral. I have no issues with that. But before that, I would like to understand all those things. So this is how a typical referral works. So there are these types of norms and work ethics that we have to follow. So just wanted to make sure we do that before we move ahead with the referral. I wish you all the success to you, Piyush. You inspire me to learn something daily, be it cloud or current project technology. Lucky to know few techy Canadian people, including you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It means a lot, Gaurav. And I'm really glad that I could inspire you or anyone in any possible way. So that's what my goal is, and that's what it is all about. Thank you so much. Loki is also picking up. Yes, Loki is also I have seen, and I guess for Kubernetes people, are using Argo CD as well nowadays for CI/CD. So yeah, so I'll do some research on that, and maybe I'll discuss with some fellow community members like you, Guru, and we can decide like what are the trending things nowadays, and I'll definitely make videos on that. I'll do that. So Ganesh is asking Docker and Linux fundamentals if possible. So yes, definitely. As I said, like the all the roadmaps that I have shared with you, all the things that I have discussed, like all the topics that I have told you, I'll be creating videos on of like each one of those. It just I wanted to figure out what is most important right now and what I'm planning to do next. So that's how we go. Uh, Please share the Discord link. Okay, let me share the Discord link as well. So here's the Discord link. If anyone else wants to join, feel free to do that. This is an open server. Everyone can join and participate. There are different channels created for Azure, AWS, GCP, one for AZ900, for DevOps, for any random questions that you have. There are separate channels for each of those. So feel free to join the server and start contributing to the community. Guru is saying Loki is for looks. Yes, Guru. Yeah, yeah, I'm aware of that. It just, I just skimmed through your question and I didn't realize. Okay, yeah. Thanks for correcting me out. All right, so we are already on the top of the hour. Let me see. Yeah, it's already 11, and I guess it's time to wrap up your session. But before we do that, if you guys have any last minute questions, feel free to do that. And I will see you then next week with another session at the same time. And I'll share the link as well on my YouTube and LinkedIn community page. So if not, yeah, I guess we are good to drop now. I hope you guys are enjoying AZ900 series. And if you have any suggestion, feedback, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to provide me the details because those suggestions, those feedback will help me to improve and will help me to create more valuable and meaningful content for you guys. So please do that. And thank you so much for joining today. Yes, Avichal. Yes, please tell me. One question. Yes, I'm waiting for your question. Thank you, Guru. Thank you so much for joining and participating in the conversation. It was really a fun session. Thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow with another amazing session. It's saying link is expired. Okay, maybe that Discord link invite was expired. Okay. Okay, I'll share the other link. I'll share the new link on my LinkedIn post. Don't worry. Avichal is asking, will DevOps market grow in future tech? Yes, there will be an additional things coming in the DevOps. For example, there is MLOps coming, and with the recent advancement in data engineering, there'll be a lot of focus on tools such as logging, monitoring, alerting, on those things. Once you publish those metrics and logs to a third party tool for analytics and reporting purpose, there'll be a lot of things done on this, on that data. So yes, there'll be a lot of things coming. Plus yes, Guru is saying SRE, platform engineering. Yes, these roles are also being evolved as a superset of DevOps. So DevOps will always be there. It'll be rebranded, and it's already rebranded somewhere. So those things will always be there. And yes, I mean there'll be a lot of things to do in the future as well. Piyush, this course will be live on weekends only, right? No, Sangati, I'm maybe you missed that part. This AZ900 course that I have started last Tuesday, this there'll be one video that I publish daily. I started publishing videos on Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Sunday. So all like each of the video will be published one day. Video will have demos, animations, tutorials, and knowledge checks, all those things. And based on all the videos that I have published in the previous week, I'm taking this session on Saturday so that I could help you with any of the doubts or queries you guys might have in all the previous videos. So in the next session, for example, I'll be taking, because we just started it, so there were not a lot of questions from the course itself. And like a lot of people reach out to me and provide the amazing feedback, like these videos are really helpful and they are able to understand the concept. So I really appreciate that. But I haven't really got much questions to ask on that, so that's why we are just doing a regular Q&A today. But from next week's onward, from the next Saturday onward, I'm expecting there'll be a lot of questions and a lot of doubts that you guys ask me in the comments on that videos, and I'll be taking those doubts with that. Guru is saying, please get into a learning, improving, practice mindset. With that mindset, you always be in demand. That's really an amazing advice, and I really appreciate you putting that forward in front of everyone. Yes, that's what keeps us growing. If you become comfortable in your role, position, job, or your skill set, then it would be difficult for you to move ahead in your career. If you want to do that, like Guru said, keep learning, keep improving yourself, keep exploring things that you previously think it's not possible or it's not for you. Keep doing that, keep interacting with others, keep contributing to the community, and it'll help you grow. And let's grow each other. If you come from that mindset, then there'll be a lot of opportunities for you. You will be going to a lot of places. So thank you, Guru. All right, guys. So that's it for this session. Keep watching AZ900 videos and keep providing me feedback on regular basis. And I will see you soon on the live session next Saturday at the same time. So stay tuned for all the upcoming videos. And thank you so much for joining. I'll take your leave now. Thank you. Bye bye.